Hello everyone, this is Ninja. This is episode 23 of Ninja Feeds the Beast. Really should be episode 24, but because I recorded an episode and scrapped it, I'm just gonna redo it. I'll go over what I did. It not really did too much. I'm trying to get to the root of my lag, and there are some other changes I made, and I'll go over that too. But it's mainly projects I've already been working on, and I'm just kind of doing improvements to them. 13 V Sanchez, he found that my industrial centrifuge was causing my lag. He said that he noticed that I wasn't lagging until I put that thing here. That is definitely true. That's because it's the click lag mainly. My overall frame rate is still about the same. It's at about 16 frames per second right now. And I'll show you with F3. Well, F3 says 13, but that's because it's doing, causing its own little bit of lag. The chunk updates, once they go to 0, you'll see what my maximum frame rate is, and it's like around 25. If I'm not recording, it's just 26. So that's just the graphical lag that I'm getting is about 26 frames per second. So if I were to remove some of my machines, you'll start to see this go down, I think. I have my render distance on tiny because, yes, I I need to try and maximize my frame rate for recording, because otherwise it's not even watchable. If you go to lag meter, the white is the tick, red is chunk loading, the green is the rendering, and internal server. So I kind of wish they would separate those two, because they are two very different things. But the green is what that shows. So you can see when I click right here, you see the red go up. Like, it spikes up, but it's not like a consistent spike. Before, it was just like it would create pretty much a solid red line it would go through. But without the industrial centrifuge here, it actually isn't as bad. And part of this is because of the F3 screen itself. When you have F3 on, it has debug profiler. Now this will spit things out to the log. You know, that extra window that you have. This will spit out any kind of like diagnostic errors to the log file. So this is actually causing a little bit more lag itself, because when you're lagging, it's going to spit out something to the log saying that something took too long, and that what was causing it, which is usually like frame render for me. So, or there's something around those lines. So that's causing even more lag. So just checking on your lag causes more lag. So I think it's like animations and stuff that are mainly, well, if you turn animations off in Optifine, it doesn't turn the animations for any of the mods off. So you have to do those manually. I tried turning it off for GregTech, but it doesn't really make an impact. I don't think if you have these things over by themselves, they don't really cause a lot of lag. And maybe on your computer you're not having any of the same issues I am. Just going over here, you can see the lag meter just completely went down. My frame rate is up to 29, so it's not really affecting anything over here. And when I click, it doesn't cause any lag. It's just, I think there's just too many things in one area in my house. This is actually a backup world. I'm not gonna do any permanent changes here. Mainly because I'm just showing you guys the lag situation. Because I get a lot of comments, on suggestions on what I can do to improve my lag, and I want to try and kind of put that to rest, because it's, everybody's got a different computer. Optifine runs a little differently on each machine. My computer is, when I upgraded it, I upgraded the motherboard, the RAM, not the CPU. I still have a quad-core Pentium. So that's part of why I'm having trouble here, because You can have a monster graphics card, but if you don't have a good processor, Minecraft isn't going to run very good. It is almost any other game is going to run perfectly fine. I mean, I have a 3D monitor, and when you render in stereoscopic, you've got two frames that need to render at the same time, and I can play on maximum settings, maximum render distance on most games at a higher FPS than I have right now. So it's mainly a combination of the mods, like not really, they don't have a complete like cooperation with the developers of Minecraft. I mean, they've talked about making a mod API, but um, they're more focused on adding new features into the game, not like optimizing the game, making the frame rate better, making it run better on different platforms. Java's good because it runs on all platforms. Like this game, they don't have to change really anything about it, and it'll run on PC, Mac, Linux, and that's awesome. But if you don't develop specifically for each platform, it's like running a program in compatibility mode. And if you've ever tried running compatibility mode for anything, for any game, it's slow as hell. Okay, I'm gonna switch to creative. This is a backup world, so it's no big deal. I have this disabled in my other world. So let's start removing machines. I have my render distance on tiny because otherwise my frame rate sucks even more. Here, I'll turn it up to far. Okay, far. This is yeah. Last episode I kind of screwed up. I left it on tiny while I was flying around outside, and it looked like shit because also I had night vision on, so night vision kind of screws up the fog effect, so it looks even worse when you're like flying around. Okay, so I had all the chunks loaded in, and yeah, if I'm on far, my frame rate is around 12, and that's just okay. Now it's 11, 13. Yeah, it hovers between say 9 and 15. I want to see what machines I'm gonna need to move, like what makes the biggest impact here. So I'm gonna start just taking out machines. Let's take out all the Greg Tech machines, and oh yeah, I need to turn my render distance on tiny because I know if I take out these machines and my render distance is on far, it doesn't give me any improvement in my frame rate. So let's turn it back to tiny. Yeah, so actually, yeah, I will have to keep turning it down to tiny. We'll see when my frame rate really starts to jump up. So far, no improvement. 15 is what I was at before. Let's take out, I don't know if taking out the machine blocks really makes a difference at all. Get rid of that source block. Okay, still at 15. Oh, that lava is going to start to flow. Let's get rid of that real quick. Hope that didn't flow downstairs. Okay, good. Okay. Ooh, 16. I saw 16 for a second there. We got... Oh, nope. Back to 15. 16. Okay, so removing 3 machines gave me 1 FPS. Or no, I'd say 0.5 FPS because it's floating between 16 and 15 now. Maybe these pipes would make a difference, but if anything, I think it's more graphical, like... Because there's a lot of surfaces, like you can see through the pipe and see the back side of it and everything, so it's got to render that many more surfaces for the pipes. I don't know. I don't think it causes that much of a difference though. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. 16. Okay, so it's 17. All right, all right. So, but this is the real test. It's like right here is about the worst my frame rate gets. All right, so we're still at about 16. We got 1 FPS taking out all these machines. Let's take out the matter fabricator. And that one was the only one that's running. It's pulling it out of the chest now. Let's stop that. Doesn't matter. This is a world backup, so nothing's permanent here. Because these things are always working. You know, they're like they have a variable that's always changing and stuff. So you figure those would make a difference, but nope. Still between 15 and 16. Let's see what difference it makes when I take all these engines out. Okay. So now we're running, okay, before it was 15, now we're up to sometimes 17. All right, so 2 frames per second we gained by pretty much removing most of my running machines. I do have the farms running, so let's go ahead and turn this off. And I can do that by flipping the switch here. And this will make it so, yeah, if it doesn't harvest this, you know it's off. Okay, so that made the biggest difference actually, was taking out the farms down there. I got up to 20 FPS now, 21. Maybe if I moved all of this away, like I could move all of this down here. And that might give me somewhere between a 3 to 4 FPS improvement. Okay, so this is pretty much, other than these pipes and some wire and stuff, this is like a vanilla world. there's no machines here anymore. Okay, let's take out almost everything. All right, let's try one more thing. Let's just nuke my house here. Let's see if that solves the problem completely. All right, let's see how this improves things. All right, let's let this guy. No, okay, redstone signal. Okay. Light that sucker. And we're gonna die. Oh yeah, I turned off my run assist. Wonder how long the wait is on this. And let's get the, of course there it goes. I think it just blew up. Alright, so the nuke went off. I'm having a serious frame rate issue here. Oh, you can see the hole like expanding. Wow. I think it's still calculating all the destruction. And ooh, I'm standing pretty close to this. Okay, so there you have it. This is what's left of my house, which is just a big crater. And my frame rate is 16 with FAR. So that tells me there's not much I can do about if I want to leave my render distance at FAR in my house. I am not going to have a good frame rate. That's just end of the story. That's it. Chunk loader's still going. Hey, let's try turning this down. See if that improves things at all. No, nothing. It's just there's so many surfaces here to render, and I think everything's despawned by now. Yeah, it's only showing 84 entities, so those are probably all just mobs and stuff. So yeah, aside from getting a new computer, I think I'm just gonna move the farm. Yeah, I'm not, I can't afford a new computer anytime soon, so not gonna happen. But I can move the farm over, and maybe I'll get somewhere around 4 to 5 FPS improvement. Okay, so the nuke damage has been undone, and all my machines are back, and all my lag is back. Okay, first off, I want to show you what I did with the nukes. Oh yeah, I changed the where the holes are on these, so I'm not always falling down an extra level. It's a little easier to navigate this way. Oh yeah, I took a trip to the end, and I got a bunch of sheldonite, and I ran that through the industrial grinder, and you use mercury cells, and you can get a little bit more out of your sheldonite ore. And here, let me show you. You put it in industrial grinder with water, and you can get 2 platinum dust and 2 iridium nuggets. If you put it in with a mercury cell, you get 3 platinum dust, a nickel, and 2 iridium nuggets. So it gives you an extra platinum dust out of that, which is pretty sweet. So I'm going to get a lot of iridium that way. That seems pretty much your best bet on getting iridium now. And over here, I've been making more plutonium cells. You can get these by you charge up depleted isotope cells, which are made from nearly depleted uranium cells, and you get about 3 of those for every 10 uranium cells you use. So it's about a 30% chance that you're going to get those, and it seems pretty reliable. You put these in here, and you put them around in a uranium cell, and it'll charge any adjacent depleted isotope cells to full. So once this is fully depleted, these will be fully charged. And you can put these back in the industrial centrifuge. And let me look up the recipe for this. There it is. Okay. Usage. This is how you can make nukes. Uranium block. Oh, 9 uranium for that. Okay. Alright, let's go back to the usage for re-enriched. You could put these in the industrial centrifuge, 8 of them, and you'll get a plutonium cell out of that. So that's pretty good, because normally it takes 16 uranium dust to get. You'll get 1 plutonium cell and 16 uranium. And it gives you some thorium too. I don't know. The thorium seems kind of like a waste to me, because they don't produce that much power, and it's mainly they just don't produce a lot of power. But the plutonium, it produces more power just by itself. See, I have 200, and I only have 6 plutonium, and I had 10 uranium. We're making 180 EU per tick, and the amount of time it produces it is twice as long too. It started at like 5 hours, so you can figure I have been running this for a bit. Yeah, and this is just a breeder. So this is the sole purpose of this thing is just to recharge these depleted isotope cells to re-enriched uranium cells. And see, once I get these 8, I'll put them in the industrial centrifuge, and I'll get another plutonium out of it. It's either that or you can turn them back into uranium cells. I might end up doing that because I'm kind of running low on uranium. I only have 2. And yeah, you can get a lot of power out of that. That's 200. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm getting about 400 and something out of all these thermal generators though. So this is actually the best power source I have so far. Until I upgrade all my solar panels, which yeah, I've upgraded 4 of them so far. Okay, one other thing I changed here was I added another moistener, and I changed the way it's set up with the wheat here. It always has a supply of at least 4 slots of wheat that I can grab from, because the way it was set up before, it would request wheat from the chest right here, but it was always guaranteed to pretty much be empty at the time of that request. So it'd have to just kind of rely on the harvester flowing in some wheat, and that takes some time. So I think that's where the delay was coming from, because gradually this will run down to nothing on mulch. But now, as you can see, I've got all the slots filled, and it's easily keeping up with it with 2. You could probably even keep up with 1 now, but I figured I might as well just do a little overkill for this. Okay, let's take a quick trip to the end. I'm going to turn off my quarry because, I don't know, just in case things stop working here. I like to be at home while this is happening so I don't get any overflows and I'm not, basically have things dumping out on the ground. I don't think that'll happen anymore, but it's always possible one of these things could fill up or something while I'm gone. Okay, just in case, I'm gonna make a world backup. I've learned my lesson. Okay, I'm back, game's reloaded, and let's go to the end. Okay, let's see, I've gone north and I've gone south, just straight in both cases. Let's go northeast this time. Let's go see if there's some sheldonite here. Okay, I don't see any here. There must have already picked it over. And I'm trying to mark all the things that I've gone over with torches. All right, let's check out this one over here. It's probably a little crazy flying around like this. I should have the advanced jetpack actually. This one won't run out of power, but there's always the possibility I could have a huge lag spike and fall into the void. That's okay, I backed up my world though. If I fall in the void, I'll just reload it. Okay, I'm not seeing any, because yeah, this is just so fast flying around like this. And I'm not even doing the sprint fly. One thing I've learned about this stuff, if you mine it like this, make sure there's a block underneath the second one, because see right here, you're gonna fall off the side, and a lot of times it'll just kind of veer out to the side, just enough so you don't grab it. And I'll show you what I mean here. It's let's put this on the bar so you can see if I'm picking it up or not. Yeah, see, I didn't pick it up there. I was lucky enough to get it on the way back up. But a lot of times you won't pick it up. It'll just fall out to the side just enough so you can't get it. And you don't want to really fall down to go get it. And as you can see, my frame rate here is really good. It's actually above the recording frame rate, so you can't even see actually how fast it is for me. But yeah, there's nothing to render around here, so or practically nothing. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time here. I just wanted to demonstrate real quick what the sheldonite ore looks like and how to mine it and stuff. Or just how I'm doing it. I shouldn't say really how to do it anymore, because I'm not really doing a tutorial type series. I'm just kind of showing you guys what I do. Okay, let's process the sheldonite. Where's my mercury cells? Uh-oh. Did I leave them in here? I must have. I think I left my mercury cells in here. That's unfortunate. Kind of wasted them. But if you want to make more mercury cells, this is how they are made. Well, there's a couple of different ways you can make them actually. Let's take a look. There we go, some quicksilver. Let's make a stack of these. Yes, it's just, oh, I guess, oh, that's right, you have to can them, that's right. Oh. Canning machine. And is it normal glass or glass panes? Oh, okay, normal glass. Automatic canning machine. Now, it looked like I could use cells with this. And the other one, you probably have to use cans. Yeah, so this is the Greg Tech version, and it uses, I wonder what these options are for. Huh. Anyhow, I'll have to learn how to use this a little bit later. Or have to learn what these options are. Okay, we only need 6 for now. Okay, there's 6. Let's go process this sheldonite. Okay, so you put the mercury cells in first. Make sure nothing else is coming into it, because it'll, use this mercury cell and waste it like I accidentally did. It gives you 3. Gives you 3 platinum dust, 1 nickel, 2 iridium nuggets. So this is pretty much the best source of iridium that you can just go out and find right now. Yeah, mercury is also best used with ferrous ore to get the most platinum dust possible out of it. Let's run that through right now and see what kind of extra stuff you get from it. Alright, so 4 mercury cells. Hopefully nothing comes in there from the quarry. Oh, I have the quarry turned off, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you get a platinum dust out of this. I think normally if you put this in the industrial grinder, it'll just give you a tiny pile of platinum dust. Okay, I showed a bit earlier that I had a chest that was pulling stuff out and putting it into a void pipe from 4 different sides. And that's kind of a dumb solution for that problem, actually, because if you can just put it in a void pipe before it actually goes into the red power pipes, then you can just put it into a void pipe immediately instead of a chest and then drawing it out. So I pretty much rearranged the system, and I also had the problem of I was getting a bunch of tiny piles filling up the chests here, and it was pretty much almost, well, I'll show you how much tiny piles I have. And this isn't the ones that I already have actually processed. So there was pretty much a whole chest worth of tiny piles alone. And each one of these comes out till, I think, well, yeah, 16. So yeah, I'm gonna take a bunch of these out, and let's just put everything in my inventory there for now. And I'm gonna do a mass processing here, and I'll show you this thing at work. This is the new room. It's just right underneath the steps on the 2nd level down, next to my enchanting room and the creeper harvester. And here's where everything gets fed back in. Like, okay, before, I'll show you how it was set up before. This pipe was actually just going right here and connecting up, going back into the red power tubes and stuff, and into the barrels, into the chest, all that stuff. But instead of having it come back into there, I have it rerouted over here, and this stuff will come back down in here, because most of the tiny piles are going to come out of the industrial grinder, because that's a byproduct of a lot of the things that you'll put through there. And there's the ender chest, I had to bring a wire all the way over here. Not too much more wire I had to use for that. And the quarry is hard at work, and you can see my frame rate is really bad right now, even though I'm on tiny render distance. But it's worth it because I'm getting a ton of resources. And okay, this right here is the tiny pile processing place. Here, I'll show you up here. This is a double chest, and you can put up to 8 of these, actually. 8 auto crafting benches up here, or tables. And each one has its own, you know, group of tiny piles that it's turning into a full pile. And this is just autarctic gates up here that are just constantly pulling. I'm actually going to change this pipe over here so they're all going through this one. I mean, this isn't really hurting anything, it's just, I don't know, I like to save space when I can. I could have actually moved this right up against the wall too, but that's okay. I think this is pretty much all we're going to need for the tiny piles. This is taking care of the most abundant stuff that we're going to get. I mean, there are still some other tiny piles that we could get, but there's 2 more that I can put on this chest right here. I could put 2 more on top too, but that would take up a lot more space because instead of all these just going upward, they would all have to come outward, and then there would be 2 on top that would be going upward, so you'd need more space upward and on the sides. And this way, you're not getting those extra tiny piles will just stay in this chest until it accumulates up to 4. Yeah, look at this thing go. Pretty much as soon as they're in there, they're just getting drawn out as quickly as possible. Well, maybe you could put electric engines to make it even faster, but and I think there are different ways of doing this, but this is kind of the cheapest way since you can make all this stuff with wood, like the chest and the auto crafting tables, wooden pipes. You just need some, you know, iron pipes up here, and those are probably the most expensive part of the system actually, and you just need some space for it. You know what? Let me check the entity count. I might have a bunch of chickens right now. Oh my, yes. Okay, my chicken community has exploded. I think, well, some of these entities are the stuff that's going through the system right now, but yeah, my frame rate can't be this low just from the quarry running. This is the chickens. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go harvest these guys. Oh, you know what? I can just do that with my sword here. I don't really need to use the fire wand on those guys. Although it does give you the cooked chicken, so that's the good part of that. Oh yeah, that's the problem. Last time I came out here, these guys weren't this many at all, but yeah, if you lose track of it, big problems happen. Oh, we can finally upgrade the Soul Stealer sword. Yeah, I can make that into a diamond sword after. So I think I needed 41 levels for that. I might get up to 41. I don't know, because yeah, it progressively gets to be more and more XP that you need for each level. So. Okay, yeah, that helped out the frame rate quite a bit. Entity count is a little more on the normal side now. Next episode, I want to deal with an XP farm. So I'm gonna get some soul shards. I'm going to create a couple, maybe drop farms or something like that. Or actually, you don't even have to drop them if you have the mob grinder. Let me show you this block real quick. Should be, mob detector. Let's say grinder. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. They call it a mob grinder, but yeah, I guess it's just a grinder. But this is for killing mobs automatically. And what you get out of this is mob essence, and you can use that like as XP. So you can um, you can make an auto enchanter, and it uses the mob essence to um, let's see if I can actually find it here. Auto enchanter, yeah, there it is. So I'm just going off the top of my head. I've seen one. I've just kind of glanced over a mod spotlight for this, so yes, I do not know everything about this mod yet. I know you got to make a lot of these plastic sheets, and I've already got a lot of rubber, so I can that won't be tough to make all these machines now. Yeah, that's the one thing. If you switched from the mind crack pack, you're gonna have to find some of these rubber trees out here. And I flew way over there across the ocean. Turn my render distance up again. Every time I come outside, yeah, I'm reminded that my render distance is really low. Yeah, I had to fly across extremely vast ocean over there, and I found an island with some of these trees. So you have to go into ungenerated chunks to find these trees, if you came over from the Minecraft pack anyway. But I have the turtle harvesting these trees. They give you rubber, a lot like the IC2 ones kind of randomly give you rubber, but that's the only way these things drop rubber though, is when you chop them down. So you'll have to make an automatic farm for those. And I'll show you what the rubber looks like here. It's well, I have it being processed automatically now. I have it coming and getting smelted, so that should be in here. Or not. Okay, this one. Yeah, it's this stuff right here is what the trees will give you. And when you smelt that, you'll get this stuff right here, rubber. And then if you smelt it again, it gives you plastic. And then you put the plastic together to get the plastic sheets. So you need a lot of the plastic for the Mine Factory Reloaded stuff. And yeah, here I'll show you what the plastic looks like. Okay, so yeah, you get raw plastic, and then with this stuff you put it together to get 4 plastic sheets. So it's 1 for 1. You'll get a plastic sheet out of every rubber that you get. Blank record? Unmelting ice? Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, my nukes are done. Let's check if those plutonium give you anything back. I kind of doubt it, but let's see. I haven't really read into what Greg Tech does about the the expired. Oh, they do give you. They give you a bunch of near depleted uranium cells back. So I had 6 here, and it gave me 8 near depleted uranium cells back. So that's cool. I can recharge these and turn them back into, well, maybe about 1 plutonium actually. Anyhow, that's cool. It gives you at least a little bit of something. The other night I got in the comments saying use flight control to make you fly a lot faster, and I was thinking, well, I don't really need to fly faster because I'm crashing when I fly too fast. But it gives you exactly what it says, flight control. It's I assigned a key to it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm wearing it. You can basically hover, and when you have this on, it's almost like you're flying and walking at the same time, like you're using your jetpack to run. And see, when you stop, you're just, it's kind of like creative mode of flying, except you can still just go any direction that you want. Say if I have my crosshairs down, that's the point I'm going to be going to. You don't have to like sneak to go down or anything. Just to go up, you just point up. There's a key that you can assign to go down though, actually, but I'm not using that. I don't really um, I don't really need to. I don't think. If I want to go down, I'll just point down. But yeah, that's awesome, and yeah, thanks for the suggestion. That's I like this feature for sure. This will be good for building, like just hovering up at the ceiling or something, and it kind of it almost moves too fast though. Like when I'm inside my house, yeah, this is hard to control. See, if I want to just go over one block here, I have to just barely tap the keyboard. Otherwise, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm now on the other side of the roof, so. Yeah, it's crazy fast. Okay, one last thing. I I think I had my microphone muted for this part because there's no audio when I was inside the editing, so I decided to now that I got 41 levels to make my vial sword into a diamond sword, and should last a lot longer, and I'll be able to make soul shards a lot easier with this thing. I could just go down with the chickens and make a tier 5 soul shard in no time. And the durability won't go down nearly as fast with the diamond sword, because I think the vial sword is sort of equal to maybe a iron sword, which is not so good. So, yep, got that now, and that's it. With that, I'm going to call it an end of the episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.